They said I should not cry, that a widow's tears were a curse. But how could I not cry when the man I loved was being lowered into the ground? My name is Amara, and this is the story of the secret I carried after death stole my husband. My husband Chike was a good man, strong, kind, hard-working. He built our life with sweat, and he built our home with love. But life can be cruel. One morning, he did not wake up. I was only 32 with 3 children and a heart broken beyond repair. As they lowered him into the earth, my in-laws whispered behind me, "She must not cry too much. Her tears will disturb his spirits." But how could I not cry? How could a woman not weep when her whole world was being buried alive? Days turned into weeks, and the house that once rang with laughter became quiet like a grave. At night, I heard my children whimper in their sleep. By day, I heard the whispers of the village. "Widows are cursed," they said. "Do not let her shadow fall on your farm, or your crops will die." Mothers pulled their children away from me. Men looked at me with suspicion, or worse, with hunger. My own sister-in-law once spat on the ground as I passed. But the worst came when my husband's family gathered. They said,
"Amara, tradition demands you drink the water used to wash Chike's body. If you are innocent, you will live. If not, the gods will expose you."
"Never. He was my husband. I loved him. Do not test me with poison. Don't you have a conscience?" They muttered among themselves, their eyes heavy with judgment. From that day, they treated me as if I had murdered him. The morning after Chike was buried, the village women gathered. They held me down, their voices chanting old words of tradition. A sharp razor passed over my scalp, stripping me of the hair Chike once loved to touch.
"A widow must be clean. No beauty, no pride. Let the world see your shame. This is what happens when you don't want him to live."
Chike, they are taking everything from me. When they were done, I touched my bald head and felt naked before the world. My dignity shaved away. The whispers followed me everywhere. Then came Obinna, Chike's elder brother. He did not come to console me. He came with demands.
"Amara, you know our custom. You must remain in this family. I will marry you, and in return, you will keep your children, your home, and your place here."
I cannot, Obinna. My heart is buried with Chike. I cannot give myself to you.
"You think you have a choice? Refuse me, and you will lose everything, even your children."
His words cut deeper than the razor had. I was trapped between duty and dignity. The whole village watched in silence. Some whispered that I was proud, that I deserved whatever came to me. Well, it was in those dark days that I met Chidi, a quiet man from the neighboring village. He was nothing like Obinna. Where Obinna's voice was thunder, his was a calm river. His eyes carried no judgment, only kindness, like the earth after rain. I was alone, completely alone. My family had turned their backs after Chike's death. My so-called friends disappeared, leaving me to drown in silence. The women of the village whispered behind my back, mocking my shaved head and calling me cursed. And in the long nights when the world slept, I had no one, no ear to listen, no hand to hold. But then there was Chidi. He was my secret, my beautiful secret. Tell me, how can a mourning widow fall in love again? I thought my heart had died with Chike, that it would never beat for another. But it did, and as the saying goes, who can command the heart or silence its rhythm? It beats where it chooses, and mine began to beat for Chidi. He came quietly, almost as if he feared to disturb my sorrow. When my children's stomachs ached with hunger, he brought yam and palm oil, never once asking for thanks. When I sat outside under the moon, lost in grief, he sat with me. not speaking much, just letting me breathe.
Amara, you are still alive. Do not let them bury you with Chike.
Chidi, you don't understand. I had no one, no friend, no sister, no brother to share my tears. But you listened. You saw me when the whole world pretended I was invisible. And that frightens me because my heart remembers how to beat again when you are near. With those words, he drew me into his arms. It was not just a hug, it was a promise, a silent vow that he would never let me fall, never let me carry my pain alone again. But secrets in the village are like smoke, they always rise. The more I tried to hide, the more Obinna watched me. His eyes followed me like a hawk. The whispers grew louder.
Have you seen Amara? She laughs again. Maybe she's not mourning enough.
Widows do not laugh unless another man makes them laugh.
And so the walls of tradition closed in tighter. And then one night, Obinna followed me. He saw me with Chidi, saw his hand brush against mine under the moonlight, saw the secret I thought was hidden, something I thought I would carry to my grave.
So it is true? You shamed my brother's grave. You shamed his family. You are a disgrace. How could you?
Obinna, please, it is not what you think I can explain. It felt like I was standing between two rivers. On one side, a troublesome in-law who wanted to own me, and on the other, a gentle man who only wanted to love me. Of course, Obinna would spread his poison with words. From that night, my life was no longer safe. The same people who once felt sorry for me now turned their faces away, listening instead to his lies. Chidi begged me to leave with him, to choose love over fear.
Amara, if we stay, Obinna will destroy us. Come with me. Start again where no one knows us. We have nothing to lose.
Chidi, what happens to my children? My home, everything I know is here.
And what will be left if Obinna takes it all? Sometimes to live, you must leave.
And so, with the moon as our witness, I gathered my children, tied my meager belongings in a cloth, and stepped into the night with the man I loved. I later heard from one of Chidi's friends that Obinna, my troublesome in-law, had gone to my house and found me missing. They said his anger shook the compound. In his rage, he swore the youth of the village must search for me, or else all hell would break loose. From that moment, I knew my life was no longer my own. Obinna would never rest until he found me. They said a widow's tears were a curse, but perhaps my tears were my freedom. Chidinma and I started a new life far away from home. It was quiet, hidden, yet full of love. He cared for me, he cared for my children, and slowly we became one family. For the first time in a long while, I tasted happiness again. Yet freedom always comes with a price. And the secret I carried, the love I chose, would one day return to test me in ways I could never imagine. Or at least let's hope it doesn't. The mind has to be ready for whatever that comes its way.
May the gods be praised.
May the gods be praised. Amara, the love of my life, gave me a boy. How is she?
She's doing very fine, but she needs to rest well.
And so the beginning of a new life started for I and Chidi. I hope you enjoyed my story of hope and love.